It happens. Mariners lose 8-4. They fall to 8-9 on the season, and they lose the first of their 3-game set against the Cincinnati Reds. Let's go over the scoring plays. First inning, Dylan Moore homers to center, and then Dylan Moore singles to left an inning later to score Ben WIlliamson. We'll talk about it in a second. It is 2-0 at the end of 2. The Reds get 2 in the third. Gavin Lux singles to center to score Jose Trevino, and then Austin Hayes singles to left, 2-2 at the end of 3. But in the 5th inning, Dylan Moore homers to left with J.P. Crawford. It's a 4-2 Mariners lead in the middle of the 5th. Doesn't last very long because Gavin Lux singles to left to score 1 run, and then Austin Hayes homers to score Ellie De La Cruz and Gavin Lux. 6-4 at the end of 5, and unfortunately from that point on, it's all Reds. 8th inning, Matt McLean walks with the bases loaded to score Jake Fraley, and Ellie De La Cruz hits a fielder's choice. 8-4, Mariners lose. It's disappointing, but there are some positives from this game. The biggest positive, and I would bring it up if the Mariners lost 168 to -6. Anytime a guy gets his first hit, it's cool. And Ben WIlliamson, in his very first at bat, lashed a single, hit it really hard, 105 mile per hour exit velocity, I believe. That's awesome. And to do it in front of your family, to have the group of people there, and to see their excitement for him. Baseball's a great sport sometimes. And I was also encouraged with his other at bats. Now, he struck out and then he lined to center, but he didn't look overmatched in any of the plate appearances. And that's great to see. A lot of great players have been overwhelmed in their first taste of MLB action. And we'll see what happens going forward. But Ben WIlliamson did not look overmatched whatsoever. Even in the strikeout, a nasty slider down and in. He didn't look overmatched. He fouled off some tough pitches, and then he made hard contact on the ball that goes out to center. I was really encouraged with what I saw from Ben WIlliamson. And I don't need him to be a great hitter. I just need him to play the hot corner the way he's capable of. And the way he's capable of is better than anyone on the Seattle Mariner roster, and it's not even close. He has a chance to be a really special defensive player. But I was really encouraged by that, and it's just so fun to see. It's just so fun to see. And also fun to see the game that Dylan Moore put together. 3 for 4, 2 homers, drives in 4 runs. And you just can't help but wonder, what if Dylan Moore got a chance to play a full season in a ballpark like Cincinnati? Well, his home games in Cincinnati. What if he didn't have 81 games in a park that just doesn't work for him whatsoever? Go take a look at his home and road splits last year. The difference is diabolical. T-Mobile Park is not built for Dylan Moore, and Dylan Moore is not built for T-Mobile Park. They have an opposite. They are the opposite of the yin and yang. And the Mariners shouldn't go out of their way to make Dylan Moore more comfortable in his new home, because he absolutely serves a roster point, or he serves a point for this roster, excuse me. He can be a leadoff hitter against lefties, who gets on base, who hits for power on the road, and can play a bunch of different positions. That's a valuable part of a team, but you can't help but wonder what Dylan Moore could do away from Seattle. I'm not saying he'd be an MVP candidate. I'm saying he'd be a lot better player if he didn't have to play half of his games in T-Mobile Park. Any other positives offensively? Julio drew a couple of walks. That was nice to see. His approach has been so much better. Yeah, the swing and miss is still bad, but it's great to see a couple of walks. He was in like the 68th percentile of walks the last time I checked, which is considerably up from last year. I'm very encouraged with what I've seen from Julio. J.P. Crawford got on a couple of times. Yep, that's pretty much it for offense. Pitching, really nice job by Colin Snyder. Casey Lugumina in his Mariner debut did fine. Bizzardo did fine. I'm very concerned that his arm is going to fall off. I'm not laughing at that. I just have to choke. Well, not choke, but well, I'm good now. Randy Rosarina. It's great to see him running. The Mariners are going to run a lot under Dan Wilson, and I'm encouraged by that. I'm encouraged that they're putting guys in motion, because while they do have some power hitters, the Mariners are going to need to get in scoring position as much as possible. They need to hit better with runners in scoring position, but I am encouraged by how much they've run so far this year. I am always encouraged by Simply Seattle because they have the very best in Seattle sports gear. And if you use code MOLLYWOP15, you can save 15% off your order. MOLLYWHOP15. Automatically takes 15% off your order. It's a great deal from great people. And you can use it for the Mariners, of course, but the Seahawks, the Supersonics, the Kraken, the Storm, the Huskies, anything you're looking for Seattle sports-wise, you can find at simplyseattle.com. Link in the description to make it nice and easy for you. But that code again is MOLLYWHOP15. All right, negatives. The most obvious is Luis Castillo just didn't have it. Now, I will say, and I know I sometimes come across as a Luis Castillo apologist. I like the guy. He's a really good pitcher, and I like the guy. The umpiring today was just hot garbage. I need that, at least the challenge system. I need at least that to come. Because, golly, so many missed calls. So many. And for the Mariners' benefit, too, at times. I cannot stand watching incompetence. And right now, umpiring is incompetent. You can point to all the stats you want. You can tell me all you want about umpireglipglorp.com. I don't care. I know what my eye tells me. And I know what machines are capable of doing. I'm not always in favor of machines. I think AI is going to ruin the industry that I work in. But if you can have something like that in baseball that makes it better, you can tell me all you want that it's not 100%. It's infinitely better than these dudes. And there's no accountability for them either. None. So bring me something, please and thank you. Having said that, Luis Castillo wasn't good. Like, the first 2 innings were fine. From that point on, he pretty much struggled. And I was disappointed for him because he had a chance to get a win against every single major league team except for the Seattle Mariners. And I hope he never has a chance to beat the Seattle Mariners. I hope he retires as Seattle Mariner. It would have been pretty cool, but he just didn't have it tonight. He just didn't have it tonight. And who also didn't have it tonight, and unfortunately has not had it most nights, Gregory Santos looks awful. And that is an important part of your bullpen. Important is an understatement. Now, look, Troy Taylor is back. He comes off the IL today. Didn't pitch, but he's there. And you're going to get Matt Brashams back at some point, okay? You still need Gregory Santos to be competent. It's one of the reasons why I think you didn't address the bullpen, other than this unbelievably terrible ownership group. It's one of the reasons why you didn't address it is because you say, well, we'll get Matt Brash back. We'll get Gregory Santos back to the version he was in 2023. Now, some of you know I wasn't a huge fan of that trade. I didn't hate it, but I thought relying on him was a mistake because of his fastball data. Well, his fastball data and the fact that he has no idea where anything's going. His command has been wretched over his last few appearances. It's bad. They need him to get better quickly. And he's talented enough to do it. He's definitely talented enough. With that slider, he can do it. And he throws hard enough that the fact that it's not a pitch that has a ton of movement or that he has a ton of command of can still be a solid offering. But he's rough. And he's not the reason they lost, but it sure is a different game. Trailing 8-4 compared to trailing 6-4. It's huge. You're a bloop and a blast in a very friendly park from tying the game. Can't trust him right now. Cannot trust him. Offensively, J-Rod strikes out twice. I do love the 2 walks, but hey, we need more. Big Dumper had a rough one. He had a chance, bases loaded, after Julio draws a really nice walk. Doesn't get the job done. Mitch Garver drew a walk, but his other at bats were horrible. Donovan Solano looks awful. The bottom of the order, Ben Williamson and JP Crawford each did fine, but Rivas drew a walk, so I guess it wasn't that bad. But 4 runs, and without Dylan Moore, it's a goose egg. Not the best. It's tough to be too negative after how well they've played for the last week. Like they won 5 of 6 during that homestand. They easily could have won all 6. And you're not going to win every game. That being said, it's concerning to play as poorly as they have on the road so far. Now it's a sample of all of 4 games. They've got 77 more road games to go. It's concerning. It's concerning. This is a series you should win. The Reds aren't terrible, but it's a series you should win. You know what else you should do? You should hit like. You should hit subscribe. You should tell me how good my haircut looks. It needs to be taken care of a little bit in this area, but that's fine. I like it. Shout out to Sports Cuts in Olympia, Washington. Please hit like, please hit subscribe, do all those good things. Really appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully after a win. But congrats, Ben WIlliamson. There's very little cooler. I almost said nothing cooler, but there's very little cooler than getting a hit in your first at bat